I tracked my macros this week. I'm going to show you what I ate and give you a weigh-in. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia. If you're new here, you're watching Ketosis Focus. I have been living a ketogenic, low-carb lifestyle for the past 3 years now, and I'm on my mission to a healthier me. My goal is to get down about 100 pounds, and I'm getting closer and closer to my goal, so if you want to see me reach it, make sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you find out when all the videos are getting posted. This week, I wasn't exactly sure what I was gonna do this week at the end of last week. You know, I'd been having some success with eating 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, 18-6, getting in my steps. But this week, since I knew it was the last week of September, I wanted to kind of shake things up a little bit and try to game plan for October. So what I decided to do this week was track my macros. I kind of went back to my old macros that I used to track in the beginning of the year when I was at my slimmest, when I was seeing the most success. So I was like, let me go back to that. I'm about the same weight, so let me use the same numbers and then just track this whole week. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I ate and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Check it out. Good morning, happy Monday. It is 9 a.m. and I am opening up my eating window. This week we are tracking our macros and fasting, intermittent fasting. I'm not sure if I'm doing 16 or 18 hours, but we are definitely tracking and seeing how we do this week. All right, it is 10 o'clock and I am making my first meal of the day, which is 4 slices of no sugar bacon, 3 scrambled eggs, some white cheddar cheese, and a tablespoon of salsa. All right, it's time to make my electrolyte drink. Today's flavor is citrus salt. All right, this is my last meal for today. I've got about 5.5 ounces of the Tyson's blackened chicken, and I made about 3 cups of steamed broccoli, and then I added a couple of ounces of cream cheese and some white cheddar to make it like a cheesy broccoli, and this is it. Right, it has been quite some time since I have made this bread, and this is how this loaf came out. It's interesting how it puffed up on this end. It's a good source of protein. It's made with lots of egg whites, so it gives me that extra protein that I need. I'm going to cut into this and see how it came out. All right, this is what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have 2 slices of this protein bread with Kerrygold butter. I'm going to do a 2 Good yogurt with 2 tablespoons of the keto granola, and I believe I've got 2 or 3 boiled eggs, and that's gonna be my first meal. I don't know when I'm gonna eat my lettuce wrapped tacos today though. All right, it is almost 5:30, and that is a lot later than I normally eat. I haven't really been hungry all day today, but I am counting my macros, and I already figured it out that I was going to eat lettuce wrapped tacos today, so I'm sitting down to eat it so it doesn't get any later, but I am not particularly hungry or starving at the moment, but it is what it is. We've got ground beef, some white cheddar cheese, some light sour cream, and some salsa. There it is. Happy Taco Tuesday. I got my exercise room closed this morning. Let's see how I'm doing in steps so far. 4,230 to start my day off. Not bad. 40 minutes of walking. All right, since it is 8:30 in the morning, I didn't finish eating dinner till late yesterday, so my fasting can't be broken until 11. So what I'm gonna do is have an apple cider vinegar drink this morning. It's always best to drink these while fasting, which is why I normally have it in the evening. But today I'm gonna have it in the morning, kind of switch up the routine a little bit. All right, I've been fasting a little over 17 hours. I think I'm gonna change my fasting this week. Instead of 18:6, I'm gonna do 16:8, especially since I'm tracking. It's a little bit harder for me to get the meals in and fast. It's just probably gonna work out better for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my coffee because I am getting a little hungry. I'm gonna have my coffee and then I'll probably make my first meal. All right, it is 12:15. I am sitting down to eat my first meal of the day. I was in the mood for some steak and eggs. So I have a carnivore's dream here. A little thin steak, 2 fried eggs, a little bit of hot sauce on top. There you go. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It has been exactly 16 hours of fasting. I am breaking my fast with a collagen coffee, 1 tablespoon of half and half coffee, chocolate collagen. I'm going to top it with some sugar-free whipped cream and begin our day. All right, it is 11:40 and I'm going into my first meal of the day. I've got a Mexi bowl with some sliced up steak, a little bit of peppers, some mild white cheddar, some Spanish cauliflower rice on the bottom, and guacamole sour cream hot sauce. Happy Thursday. All right, it is 5:26 and I'm not really hungry, but I know I'm trying to get these macros up, these calories up, just because I don't think I'm eating enough when I am not tracking. But anyway, I've got 2 slices of protein-sparing modified fasting bread, cooked in about half a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. I do have a 2 Good yogurt with some keto granola, some blueberries, and 1 slice of roast beef. Friday, it's almost 9 a.m. I'm gonna go ahead and have my apple cider vinegar lemonade drink because I didn't stop eating yesterday until really late, so I can't break my fast if I'm gonna do 16 hours for another almost couple of hours, and I'm already hungry. So I don't know if I'm gonna be fasting 16 hours today. I'm gonna drink this lemonade and see how we do. All right, it is 10:30 and I'm sitting down to eat and have my coffee for the first time. I'm just under 16 hours of fasting. I do have a breakfast sandwich with sugar-free bacon, Colby Jack cheese, 2 fried eggs on protein bread with some mayonnaise and tomatoes at the bottom, and my collagen coffee. Happy Friday. All right, it is 5:40 and I'm not really hungry again, but I'm trying to finish my macros for the day. I've got a taco salad with some leftover ground beef, some lettuce, some high-low chips, some light sour cream, and some hot sauce. So let's see how this week turns out. So one of the things that I noticed this week is I wasn't hungry, and I know that my macros were set, so I found myself eating when I wasn't hungry because I was trying to get those macros in. It was a little bit more difficult for me to eat 2 meals a day when my body was acclimated to 1 meal a day. But in what I found this week is There is a such thing as eating too many calories, as we all know when we gain weight, but there is a thing as eating too little calories, which when you're on a weight loss journey, you don't think that's even a concept. It's like, how can you eat too little calories? Isn't the whole point to be on a calorie deficit? So the least amount that you eat, the more weight you'll lose. And that's kind of where diet mentality and the diet culture of our world starts to be very damaging to people, because then we start eating very little and trying to get our bodies to survive on very little, and yet wondering why the pounds are not coming off. Well, your body thinks it's starving itself. Because one of the times this week that I noticed, I ate a meal that I normally eat when I eat a 1 meal a day. I had my Mexi bowl where I have like the steak, sliced steak, the peppers, the cauliflower rice, the cheese, the guacamole, the sour cream. And in my mind, I'm putting it in this big bowl and I'm thinking, wow, this is a lot of food. Like, I bet this is probably my entire day's calories in one sitting. Well, when I entered it into my carb manager, I noticed that it was probably about 500 calories, maybe 600 calories at the most. And I remember many a times during my 1 meal a day days that was all I would eat. I would have my coffee in the morning, have my, what I thought was a big, large meal, and then that was it. And I wasn't tracking and I wasn't checking those numbers. And in essence, I'm sure my body was trying to survive on probably 600, 700 calories at the most per day. And I was seeing numbers like 0.2 or 0.4 or gained point something or other, you know. So I think this week was a very big learning experience, a learning curve for me, because I realized there really is a sweet spot that my body needs in order for me to see the biggest and best results. And if I don't track to make sure that I am keeping within that sweet spot of my daily caloric intake, I could very well eat too little. So not only before I was eating too much in excess, where I had gained so much weight and weighted at my heaviest at 265, but now I've got to figure out how not to eat too little, especially when 1 meal a day was so easy for me. I wasn't hungry in the afternoon. I found myself hungry in the morning and I would fight that. Let me have my coffee. Hopefully that'll hold me over until I can have my 1 meal, and then I'll have my 1 meal and I'm pretty good the rest of the day and I'm not hungry. So it was that morning that was more of a struggle. So I'm realizing, well, if I eat the majority of my calories in the morning, if I eat a big breakfast, if I have a moderate lunch, I could still close my window pretty early and just kind of shift everything earlier, so I'm not making myself wait and push back my meals and then try to make myself eat in the afternoon or in the evening when I'm not really hungry, just to get those macros in. So yeah, it's been very interesting. So let's talk about the scale. We were talking about how I felt about this whole week, but let's talk about what happened on the scale. Last week I weighed in at 183.8. This week I weighed in at 182.4. So that is a loss of 1.4 pounds. Like, that is one of my best losses this month since the beginning of September. So all I needed to do was track. That's all I needed to do was track. Who would have thunk it? All of my experiments this week, I think I've come to realize, that the week that I ate exactly what I ate when I lost 5 pounds brought me a bigger loss this week than I would have thought, which I found interesting. So I may have to go back and double check what I'm eating that week and try and incorporate more of those meals. But also tracking and trying to keep myself within the sweet spot. Yes, I did eat when I wasn't hungry on certain parts of the day, but there have been times this week where I didn't allow myself to eat because I was fasting in the morning. So it kind of balanced itself out. So I think if I break my fast earlier so I can have my first meal earlier and a smaller lunch or snack later to finish off my macros, then I could fast the rest of the evening. I think that's going to work for me moving forward. I know I said October might be a carnivore month for me, and I may do many carnivore days and try and get my calories in, on my macros in, with a mainly carnivore, ketovore day, but I think I'm gonna continue tracking the month of October and see how that goes for me. Because this week was really eye-opening, and I felt really good about feeling like I ate a lot this week and yet seeing a loss on the scale. Now, I will say I didn't walk nearly as much as I would have wanted myself to. I did try to get that exercise in every morning. I did get 30 minutes in of movement every morning, but I did not make sure I hit 10,000 steps before I went to bed at night. So I wasn't consistent this week with the walking, so that is something I'm gonna try to increase come October. But yes, I'm going to give you my September update in another video where we will talk about my average steps and my overall loss for September and all the things I learned for September and some of the things that I'm going to implement in October. So make sure to look out for that video. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know, do you track? Are you on a low carb keto lifestyle? Have you ever tracked? Do you have a love-hate relationship with it like I have this entire journey of mine? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear about it. And also, if you made it this far to the video, leave me an emoji, leave me some love in the comments, post a heart to let me know that you made it this far in the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.